Blood groups, transfusion compatibility classification system, and problems. Interesting about science and medicine, prepared by the editors of a page All Scientifical. Blood is a wonderful fluid with sustained life. Due to its unique composition, it is involved in gas exchange, in the transport of oxygen to cells and carbon dioxide from cells, in the exchange of other substances and in maintaining body temperature. Blood also protects against biological threats such as bacteria, viruses, fungi. For this, antibodies are used. Unfortunately, under certain circumstances, in the case of disease, injuries, wounds, some patients may need a blood transfusion. This procedure is recommended to be done only by following certain rules. What does blood contain? Blood is not the same for all people. The classification of blood into groups that share the same trait is very important in order to ensure a transfusion compatibility between donor and recipient. Blood consists of a liquid part plasma and cells, erythrocytes, leukocytes, platelets. On the surface of cells, especially red blood cells, there are substances known as antigens. How do antigens work? When foreign body enter the body, antigens have a function of reacting by making antibody. This reaction is also called immune. Antigens differ from person to person. A person who has taken the transfusion may receive antigens from red blood cells that they do not have. Thus, it reacts by creating antibody against these antigens. In this situation, the transfusion may be ineffective. The recipient's serum destroys the transfused red blood cells, or may lead to the destruction of the recipient's own red blood cells, sometimes with very serious consequences, fever, kidney failure, shock. That is why before any transfusion, what antigens are in the recipient's blood are examined in order to give him the right type of blood. There are many types of antigens, 20 for red blood cells alone. Antigens that belong to the same category form what we call a blood group. Several blood group classifications are known, but not all are of the same importance for transfusion. Compatibility analysis for the same group is observed considering only two categories of antigens, the so-called AB0 and the rhesus systems. Who discovered the AB0 blood group system? This system was discovered in 1900 by the German doctor Karl Steiner, who by mixing the blood of different people discovered that only certain types of blood could be mixed with a certain transfusion. For this discovery he received the Nobel Prize in 1930. He discovered two antigens that are not only on the surface of the red blood cells, are called them A and B. Due to the fact that the blood of some contain a certain antigen or another, but antigens or nature, he divided blood types in 4 different groups: A2, B3, AB4 and 01. On the other hand, he noticed that blood contains antibodies that differ from one blood type to another. People with group B3 have anti-A antibody, those with group A2 have anti-B antibody, and those with group 01 have A and B antibody. People with group 01 can in theory donate blood to all groups. Those with group 0 can only accept blood from donors with group 0. They are called universal donors. People with a fourth group AB who can accept blood from all groups are called universal recipients. But blood transfusion between patients with compatible blood types is allowed a maximum of 500 milliliters and only in extreme cases. Even if it is theoretically possible to transfuse blood from patient with one blood type to patient with another blood type, in such cases some of the blood is inactivated by the recipient's antibody. What is the Rhesus system for classifying blood? This system studies additional antigens in erythrocytes, antigen A, antigen C. The presence of a D antigen indicates a positive rhesus, and the absence of a D antigens indicates a negative rhesus. Who discovered the Rhesus system? The Rhesus system was discovered by the same Karl Landsteiner in 1940 by studying rhesus monkey that live in Southeast Asia. For this discovery he received the Lasker Prize in 1946, but posthumously, because he died in 1943. What is the Kell blood classification system used for? This system refers to presence of or absence of a K antigen which has been found in pregnant women in human after a transfusion. The presence of K antigens during blood transfusion is being studied. This antigen was almost absent in the Chinese, being found in almost 2% of Koreans and 9% of British people. Are there antigens on other blood cells as well? Yes, for example, platelets have PLA1 and PLA2, but they have low interest in transfusion. There is also another classification of blood, the HLA system. These antigens are found in leukocytes. The HLA system is used in blood transfusion and bone marrow or other organ transplant. How is blood type determined? In order to find out the blood type, AB0 system, a well-known serum test is applied to red blood cells. If the serum contains antibody corresponding to antigen from erythrocyte, when agglutination occurs, erythrocytes form small clusters. For each group, the erythrocytes are agglutinated with a specific serum. The test serum for blood groups B3 or AB4 contain anti-B antibody. The serum for blood type A2 or AB4 anti-A antibody. Blood type 01 does not agglutinate with any test serum. Blood incompatibility between mother and child. When a rhesus-negative woman is pregnant with a rhesus-positive baby, contact of her blood with the baby's blood can cause anti-rhesus antibody to form in her body. This contact occurs only at the birth of a child, but when this woman is pregnant with her second rhesus-positive baby, her anti-rhesus antibody is destroying the baby's red blood cells, causing a very serious anemia in the baby. Call it hemolytic disease of a baby. Today, after the first birth, a woman with rhesus negative is injected with a substance that blocks the formation of anti-rhesus antibody. Due to this, the hemolytic disease of a child is eliminated. Thank you for your attention. This material was prepared on the basis of material from the All Scientific page. Attention, this material is for informational purposes only. When observing very unusual symptoms, it is recommended to consult a doctor. Subscribe to our channel. Thank you. Bye bye.